afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today's tutorial is for a stained glass window granny square. And this is going to be part of another project where you can make a bag or different projects. You can make pillows with this, blankets, tops even. There are so many things that you can make with this, so I hope you have fun with it. This project too is made with some of the yarn from my shop in mind. So we have the cover, which is basically just the Alessandro Midnight Black here. So that comes in all different bases, but this one here is fingering sock weight, so it's nice and thin and stretchy to give our squares some movement and stretch. And then also the newest addition, this neon colorway that has been introduced, and it's based on this cool figure from medieval manuscript, and this is King Balthazar, and it actually might be Caspar. Anyways, this black king with all of his different colors, is indigo and green and red and pink and blue, yellow and orange. He's got all of that in there, so I just boosted the colors and made everything neon, so we have that to work with, and then that kind of works up really pretty as a backdrop for this project. And I'm also making this available because it will work well with the Pride packages that is probably going across your screen right now, and those were available for June, and they're available every year depending on when you're watching this. And yeah, so you can make that with make this with that package. So you're going to need some black yarn and some colorful yarn. You can use different colors and kind of work them together, or you can have a variegated yarn of your choice, or just mix and match. And yeah, that's just how that's going to work up depending on what you decide. And so this is all fingering weight. You're going to need 2 hook sizes, a 3.5 and a 3. So you'll be swapping, can you see that? Swapping that for this project, and obviously some scissors and just a little needle to weave in your ends. But that's basically it. And I'm going to show you with some thicker yarn first, just so that you can actually see the yarn, because it might be difficult to see with the black yarn. So we're going to start with the top layer here first, basically the cover part of your project. And for your project, you're going to, for that part of it, you're going to be using a 3mm hook. But if you want to make bigger squares like I did here, I used a 4.5, and I used some thick acrylic yarn. So yeah, just use whatever you have, because it is your project. So we're going to start, if you can manage with a magic loop, then just do that. If not, then just chain 4. But I'm going to do the magic loop here and just kind of secure it into place. And then I'm going to chain 3, just like that. And I'm going to double crochet into the loop and then I'm going to chain 1 and double crochet, and I'm going to do that 11 times. So in total you'll have, with this chain 3 that you made, you're going to have 12. So I will just leave you to that. So just do a double crochet and a chain 1, and I will meet you back. Okay, so as soon as we've finished that, make sure that you, after you've finished your last double crochet, you chain 1, and then you can pull your loop closed, and then just go into the top chain of your first chain 3, just like that. So that is round number 1 done. We're going to do round number 2. So you're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and we are going to do a treble crochet. So that means wrapping around your hook twice, and you're going to go into that the chain space that you made into the next stitch. So you're just going to do your treble crochet into that. So you'll have a loop here, and then chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then a treble crochet into the next chain space. And you're going to do that all the way around. So it's chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then wrap around twice, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So just do that all the way around until you have 12 again, and then I will meet you back. You'll be done round 2. Okay, so I've reached the end here of round 2. Hopefully you will have 2. Done my last treble crochet, so I'm just going to chain 4, and then I'm going to count in the first one that I did, count up 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and into that 4th one you just do a slip stitch so that it's all connected, and you look like you have tire spokes or something. Okay, so round 3 already, so we can chain 1, and then we're going to just jump into this chain space here. We're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do a half double crochet. So that's yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. And then we're going to do a double crochet. So that's yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, just like that. And then we are going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to go into that same stitch again, or that loop, and do a double crochet, and then a half double crochet. So that's yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3, and then into that same space still you're going to do a single crochet. So that's going to give you the little peaks that we have here. So I will do that again with you. So you go into the next loop and do a single crochet, a half double crochet, and a double crochet, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a double crochet. So you're just kind of doing the reverse on the other side, and then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. So that's the pattern all the way around. You do that 12 times. So it's single crochet, half double crochet, chain 6, double crochet, half double crochet, and single crochet, all in the separate loops. So that is round 3. So I will leave you to that and then meet you back. Okay. So round 3 is done. We have a nice looking flower here. So you're just going to slip stitch into the first, you did a chain 1 when you first started this round. You're just going to slip stitch into that. And then you're going to, for round 4, we're just going to slip stitch along the stitches that we did with the single, half double, and double crochets, and that's going to bring us to the loop here. So you're going to slip stitch into that as well, and then you're going to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're going to jump over to the next peak here and do a double crochet, whoops, into that, if I can get that to work. Okay, there we go. Turn over and pull through. So you have a big sort of gap here. And then you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to jump over to the next peak and you're going to do a double crochet into that. But that's going to be a corner. So that will be this here. So we're going to actually do something a little bit different. So you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then into that same loop, you're going to do another double crochet. So that creates the corner. Okay, so let's continue. Chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then jump over to the next peak and do a double crochet. Then chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And double crochet into the next peak. And then chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that is going to bring us to the next corner. So we're going to do a double crochet into that. Chain 6. And then double crochet into that same space. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like so far. Chain 6. And then double crochet into the next loop. Chain 6 again. Double crochet into the next loop. And then chain 6 again. and you're going to do a double crochet into the next loop. And this one is your corner, so chain 6. And then into that same loop you do another double crochet, and then chain 6 again, double crochet into the next loop, chain 6, double crochet into the next loop, chain 6, and that brings us to our last loop here. That's a corner, so you do a double crochet, chain 6, and then a double crochet again into that same loop, and then chain 6, and then you're going to jump over to this loop that you did here, and we actually did a chain of 9, so you're gonna count up 3 and just slip stitch into that, and that is your square starting to turn into a square. So just like that. So that's round 4 done. So let's go on to round 5. I have run out of yarn for this, so I'm just going to attach my yarn here just so that you can see it. It's just some variegated yarn, which will go well. So we are just going to continue for the next round. You are going to, for round 6, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then one more, so that's 4 actually, and then you're going to go into the big space, the big loop that you have here, and do a double crochet, and then chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So each of these spaces will have 3 double crochets with a chain space in between, but I'll get you to a corner and show you what to do there. So chain 1 and then do your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then we've made it to a corner, so we're going to do the same thing. So you do your double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet 3 times. So you got 3 double crochets, and so instead of doing chain 1, you're going to do a chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into that same space, that loop there, you're going to do your chain or your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So the corners actually have 6 double crochets, and then the corner here. So chain 1, and then do your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and just keep doing that all the way around. So if you continue, I'll take you to the corner at least, so you get a hang of it. So chain 1, keep going, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, jump to the next space. And so we're creating really big gaps so that the colors from the background will really show through. Chain 1. Now we've made it to the corner, so we're just going to do our double crochet, chain 1 3 times. And then we're going to chain 4. 1 2 3 4, and then do another double crochet, chain 1 3 times in that same loop. Okay, and then chain 1 and then jump over to the next space. So keep doing that, work your way all the way around, and I will meet you back when you're done. Okay, once you've done round 6, this looks like something the Grinch would like. You will have done 3 double crochets and chains in each of these spaces. Now for the last one, you're actually going to do 2. And then you're going to do your chain 1 into this last loop, and then you're going to connect that to the chain 3 space that you have, that you originally started with. You're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain, just like that. We've got one more round before we connect that. So you're just going to chain 1 and then into the next 18 stitches you're going to do a single crochet. So just do that all the way around. 1 2 3 4 Now, what I have done, what makes it easier if you want sort of a pro tip, is you can kind of pull it. And if you're working with black, I know it's going to be more difficult to see, but you'll see the chain spaces. So just do 1 in there and then 1 above it, 1 in there, 1 above it. And that will help you kind of crawl along there. So I've done 18 and I've made it to the corner here. I'm just going to do a single crochet into that loop, and then I'm going to chain 2 and then single crochet into that same space. So I'm just kind of closing up the gap there in the corner, and then turning my work across the next side. You're going to have 28 stitches, and then your corner, 28 corner, and then when you get to this final corner here, you'll do your corner and then you'll do 10 single crochets and then slip stitch into the top of where you started in the middle. So I'll leave you to that to just continue. So 28 and then corner, 28, and then the final bit here, just to finish off, you will connect it with 10 single crochets. So I'll leave you to that. And just a pro tip here, when you're working on the corners, make sure that you pull, and there might be a little hidden stitch there, so make sure that you're working into that to get your 28 stitches. So just always remember that at the corners. All right, so that is the end of that round. Once you've made it to the end, then you just slip stitch into the top of the first single crochet that you did. And from here, if it's easier to connect to the back, you can fasten off here, and I will show you how to connect them, the top and the bottom. So that's part 1 done. Okay, so now that we have finished the top part, so basically the frame of the stained glass window, we're going to work on the actual window part. So that's the part that goes underneath, and I'm going to use, again, this lovely new colorway we have at Republic of Yarnia. So I'm going to start with a slip knot, or you can do a magic ring or magic circle if you want, but I'm just going to take my 3.5mm hook and chain 4. And so another thing too that we're doing with these squares, these specific squares, they don't really have much of much space in it. It's quite dense, and that is to give us, it kind of makes it more compact so that you see more color coming through. So that's why we're going to do this a certain way that makes each stitch look a little bit more dense. So after you've got your chain 4, you're just going to slip stitch into the first chain that you did, and that's that. Now we're going to chain 4 again, 2, 3, 4, and then into the circle, the center of that. So make sure you're not going into a stitch. You want to go kind of pull that or make it kind of loose, and make sure you're going into the center of the circle, and you're going to do 3 double crochets. So that's yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you do that 3 times, and then you're going to do a treble crochet, which is yarn over twice, and then go back, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you're going to do 3 double crochets again. And then a treble crochet. And then 3 more double crochets. And finally, another treble crochet. And then 3 final double crochets. And that is round number 1 done. So just to complete it, we are going to do we'll count from our chain 4 that we did into the top of, into the 3rd chain from the hook, or from the bottom. Okay, we've got a nice little rainbow pattern going already. So for round 2, we're starting in the corner here, so we are going to chain 4, and then into that same stitch you're going to do 2 double crochets. And a quick sort of tip here, make sure that you're pulling, when you're doing those corners, you kind of pull your project here, and there might be a stitch that's kind of hiding under there, so make sure that you pull that out and don't miss that one. Into the next 3 stitches you do a double crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and then into the next stitch is our corner, so we're going to do 2 double crochets. So each corner has 2 double crochets, a treble crochet, and 2 more double crochets into one stitch. And then into the next 3 stitches you do a double crochet in each stitch. Now we've got to the corner already. We're going to do 2 double crochet, a treble crochet, and 2 more double crochets into that same stitch. And then 3 more double crochets across. And then a corner, so that's 2 double crochet, 3 or 2 double crochets, a treble crochet, and 2 more double crochets into that corner. And then you will have 3 more stitches to do a double crochet in each stitch. And then in to this very end, the one that you started with, you're going to do 2 more double crochets. That completes the final corner that you actually start with. Okay, so that is round number 2 done. Now make sure that you're going into the 3rd chain from the hook so that you leave that 4th one that you've done as part of your next row. Just like that. Round number 3. We're going to chain 4, double crochet 2 times into that same stitch. And then into the next 7 stitches across, you're going to do a double crochet. And then your corner. Okay, so we're at the corner here, so that's 2 double crochets, a treble, and 2 more double crochets. So just continue with that, so that the next side you're doing 7 across, and then a corner, 7 and 7. So I will meet you back when you're done round number 3. Okay, so we're done round number 3. Make sure that you do 2 double crochets in the last stitch with the chain 4, and then you're just going to slip stitch into the third chain of that chain 4, and voila, round 3 done. So we are onto round 4 already. So chain 4, you know the drill, is 2 more double crochets into the same stitch, and then in the next 11 stitches across you're doing a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then into the next stitch is that's your corner, so that's 2 double crochets, a treble, and 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And then you are back to doing 11 double crochets across. So I will leave you to that. That's round number 4. Remember to do 2 double crochets into the last stitch with your chain 4. And I will meet you when you're done round 4. Okay, so we are done round number 4. Make sure that you do your 2 double crochets into the last stitch, and then count up 3. The third chain from the hook is where you do your slip stitch, just like that. We are doing round number 5 now, so chain 4, 2 double crochets into the same stitch, and then into the next 15 stitches across you're going to do a double crochet. So that is the pattern for this round, so it's 15 across. So I will just leave you to it, and you know how to do the corners, so I trust you. Keep going, and I will meet you when you're done round 5. Okay, I just finished round 5. Make sure that you do your 2 double crochets into the last stitch where your chain 4 is, and then you count up, and the third chain from the hook is where you do your slip stitch. Okay, so 2 more rounds for this project. This is round number 6, and we are chaining 4, 2 double crochets into the same stitch, and then into the next 19 stitches across you're going to do a double crochet in each stitch, and then do your corners. So that is the pattern for round 6. So I will leave you to that and not talk in your ear and distract you. So we'll meet back when you're done. Do your 2 double crochets into the last stitch with your chain 4, and then we'll be done row 6. Okay, so this is what your project should look like. We're almost there. Last round for these for this particular size of granny square, and this should this will be roughly 5 by 5. I will show you when it's done, but you'll have a square that's about 5 inches by 5 inches when it's done. If you are concerned about the size. So for round 7, you just chain 4, and then into that same stitch you do 2 double crochets, and then across the next 23 stitches you are going to do a double crochet. So that is all there is to this round. 23, then corner, 23, corner, 23, corner, and then make sure that you do your 2 double crochets into the final stitch. And then I'll meet you when you're done this, and then we'll put it all together. Okay, so we are done our the glass part of the stained glass window. So that is round 7 done. Once you're done that, you can cut your yarn and then just pull that yarn through to fasten it off. And then we can always weave it in to the back of, or when we're putting it all together. So I'm going to switch. I know I had done this bigger one for you to see, but I'm going to switch just to show you the a smaller one, the black sort of frame, the top part. Now, if you've used a 3.5mm hook for the glass part and a 3 for the black part, the black sort of overlay is going to be a little bit smaller, and that is on purpose so that when it stretches, it will kind of reveal more of the color. But if you're finding that you're crocheting too tight and it's not stretching or something, you can always use a 3.5 for the entire project. So that's an option for you. Don't worry about it. Things are always adjustable and manageable. So for the glass part, there will be 27 stitches on each side, and then that's not counting the one that will be the corner. So there's 27. And on your top part of the stained glass window, the frame, there are 30 stitches. So what we're going to have to do for each side is decrease by 3, just to make sure that you have the same amount of stitches, which will be 27 on each side plus the corners. So what we're going to do is take our yarn, and I'm going to switch to the black. But actually, maybe I shouldn't use black because then you won't be able to see. So I'll use this for now, just to show you. I'll use the colorful kaleidoscope yarn here. So you're going to go into the corner that you've created on your frame, just like that, and then you're going to go, you'll have to look for the stitch that is the treble crochet, and that is, you'll be able to kind of see it here. There should be a line all the way down. So you're going to go into that, and that is your corner stitch. So take your yarn, so presumably this will be your black, and then pull that through, and then just lock it into place, just like that. And then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to go back into that corner and go into both sides. Let me just hide that so you can see it there. and then just do a single crochet, and then chain 2, and into that same stitch do another single crochet. So that'll be your corner, and that'll be where you connect each of your squares together. Now we're going to go into the next stitch, so you'll have to make sure that you're kind of pulling your yarn so that you can see where the next stitch is. And I will show you how to decrease just from the top, from the front one. So don't go into the back, into the glass bit. So just into the black, pretend that you're doing a single crochet, so pull a loop through, and then go into the next stitch, just like that. Okay, and then go into the back, line it up, and go into that stitch. So you're effectively doing 2 in the front and 1 in the back. Pull your yarn through that, so you'll have 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of those, just like that. So we'll do that again, but before we do that, we're going to do some single crochets. So just go into each one. So we'll count this as the second one, then the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth, seven, and just make sure you're going in the front and the back, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's do another decrease of the front here. Okay, so we're just going to go into, with our decrease, we're going to go into the first, into the front, just the frame, like you're doing a single crochet, and pull a loop through, and then go through the next stitch and into the back where the stained glass is, and pull your yarn through that. So you've caught the back now, and then you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those, just like that. So you can continue as normal again. So that was 11. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So let's do another decrease now. So into, can you see that? Just the front part, pull a loop through, then go into the next stitch and into the back where the glass is, and then pull a loop through. It's 26, 27. Okay, and then we've got a corner here. You just go into that, and that will take you to your corner stitch here. So you're going to go into that as well. Do a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. So just do that all the way around, so you're decreasing twice. So I just arbitrarily chose the first stitch to decrease in, the 10th, and then the 25th, just to make it easy and make it more even. But if you want to bunch them together, that's fine. But that's basically all there is to that. I will leave you to it and meet you back when you're done. All right, we are all done. You have made your spectacular stained glass window, and now you are a medieval crocheter and artist or something like that. So if you haven't done already, you just slip stitch into your first stitch that you did and cut your yarn, fasten off very simply. I'm sorry, you're gonna have some ends to weave in. Now you can block these before you stitch them together if you want, just to make them as flat as possible. But like I said, they are about 5 inches by 5 inches across. So that's it. You are done. Our next project will be to turn this fantastic thing into a bag. But for now, this is the square. You're done. You did it. Thank you for sticking with me. If you haven't subscribed or liked, then feel free to do that. Every little bit helps. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Love yourselves and each other. I love you. Goodbye. Take care.